Okay, my name's Ben Larson, and the purpose of this presentation is to look at the qualitative characteristics of useful financial information in New Zealand. The link that I put down, the reference that I put down there is the principal reference that I used for obtaining information relevant to this presentation. So let's begin. So general purpose financial statements, the purpose of these is to convey all the information necessary to the users. So who are the users? The users are the investors, the lenders, and the other creditors. Okay, these are the people that are using these general purpose financial statements. The investors are the people who have an equity stake in the business, whether it be a sole trader, partnership, or company. That means they have money invested in those businesses and therefore they are part owners. So the users are the existing investors and the potential investors, the people that are looking to invest in the business. The lenders are the banks and other institutions that give money for interest to the businesses. The other creditors are entities such as suppliers. So let's look at the qualitative characteristics. So there are two fundamental qualitative characteristics and four enhancing qualitative characteristics that build on the fundamental ones. So relevance and faithful representation are the two fundamental ones. So let's look at those first. So relevant information is information that is capable of making a difference to users' decisions. That is the people that we talked about, those three people, investors, creditors, investors, lenders, and other creditors in the previous slide. Okay, so what does this mean? This means that it either predicts future financial outcomes for the entity, or feedback is provided that changes or confirms previous information. Also, what comes into it? Materiality. You may have heard this in a courtroom setting. It essentially means that the information is likely to affect a user's behavior, a user's decision. Same in a courtroom, affect the outcome of a case. Faithfully representative information means that if it's faithfully representative, it is trying to it accurately represents what it is trying to convey to the user. So this means that as much as possible, it must be complete, have all the information necessary without being overwhelming or too waffly. Neutral, that means free from bias, not skewing decision making in one direction or the other, and as much as possible free from error. Okay, so the enhancing characteristics, information should be comparable. That means users should be able to identify and understand similarities and differences among items. Essentially, this enables users to identify and understand these similarities and differences. In terms of verifiability, this means that different knowledgeable and independent observers could reach consensuses. Okay, reach the same consensus, although it might not be in complete agreement, and timeliness, that sort of speaks for itself, should be able to get these reports done in a certain time frame, and generally the older the information is, the less useful it is, and the information should be understandable, concise, clear, not more complex than it needs to be, just the appropriate level of complexity. Thank you for listening.